Listen-only mode.
Hello everybody, I'm Brian Offenberger. I'm the owner and founder of Aftermarketer Club, and I'm glad you're taking some time out of your day to join us for our session on Pinterest marketing for automotive industry companies. We're going to walk through this thing called Pinterest, give you an overview of what it's all about and why it can benefit you. So I'm really glad that you've joined us today. If you have any questions, my goal during this session is for you to get the information that you're looking for. There's a chat window that's in your screen. Simply, please enter your information into the chat window. We are monitoring it throughout our discussion today, so we'll take a look. We want you to get the answers that you need. There will also be a recorded copy of this session that will be made available. However, I want you to stay for the live one. I'm going to be doing something special that only live attendees can get. I'm going to be giving away something free to each and every one of you. Every one of you here, and we have a record number of attendees. So I'm going to be giving each and every one of you some freebies, some things that you can take with you. So only if you're on this live call. Now, let's go through this thing called Pinterest, what it's all about and why you should be paying attention to it. Let me tell you what we're going to cover. We'll tell you what it is. We'll tell you why you should care about it. I'm going to give you an overview of how to get started, but most importantly, I'm going to give you some of the insider secrets, some of the things that have been learned about Pinterest that you can apply to help your business. Thank you for joining me. I'm Brian Offenberger, and one of my associates, Greg Donaldson, was going to help us on the call today. However, Greg and his family are moving into a new home, and wouldn't you know it, closing time on that home was scheduled for today. So I'll be driving solo. I'm the founder of Aftermarketer Club. You can look up my name online. It'll tell you a whole lot about me. I don't want to spend a lot of time on my background. What I'd really rather do is give you the information that you need that is going to help you. And thanks already. I'm getting chat questions in, so I'm going to make sure that I answer them. Thank you for sending them. But if you want to know more about me, Google search my name will tell you all about it. Let's talk about why you should care about this thing called Pinterest. Why should you pay attention to it? Well, first and foremost is because it's an incredible way to drive website traffic. And I'm going to talk to you about how all of that can happen. Next, I'm going to share with you how Pinterest can help in your organic search rankings. That's right. Pinterest can help you improve your organic search rankings, those places that you occupy on the Google search results page. Because of the ability for them to help you, it's a really, really neat thing for you to be able to pay attention to and to do. Lots of questions coming in. Man, oh man, thanks a lot. I appreciate your questions. I'm going to make sure that I get them answered, so keep them coming. Now, not only can Pinterest help you in higher search rankings, it can also help you convert browsers into buyers, and I'm going to show you that. We have some neat things going on in some other industries. We also have some things going on with an auto restoration company. And these people that are able to look at examples of what this work has been done helps them become buyers. And Pinterest is easily integratable with a lot of your other channels. So it'll help you drive traffic and it'll help you with search engine rankings. And those are the two biggest things that I let people know why this thing called Pinterest is of value to them. This audience for Pinterest is huge. It's growing by leaps and bounds, and let's talk a little bit about the Pinterest audience and why you should pay attention. In about a year, it has grown to become the third most popular social network, right after Facebook and Twitter, growing in unprecedented scale. And I'll tell you exactly what it is in just a second. But people are getting more website traffic from this, from things like LinkedIn, MySpace, Google Plus combined, all in about a year. So it's driving incredible amounts of traffic. It's becoming incredibly popular. Now, people that are on Pinterest, they spend a lot of time there, a whole lot of time there. And the time that they spend is just absolutely phenomenal. So with this time, again, we recommend that, that the amount of time that people are spending on Pinterest, 89 minutes a month, and it's growing. So a lot of time that is spent on this site. And then the last point that I want to bring out for you here about Pinterest and the stats, it's retaining and engaging users. So let's kind of summarize. Pinterest is something that's been around now. It started in beta in 2010. It really started driving popularity in 2011 and coming into 2012. And it is growing by leaps and bounds. It can drive website traffic for you. It can help you improve your search engine rankings. So let's explain, what is this thing called Pinterest? And I'm going to show you some big concrete examples. But what it is, it's a pin board. That's what it's called. And people can share. So you put something there, either a picture or a video. It's some sort of image-based collection. So it's a pin board. You put it there, you put these photos, and it allows users to create and manage themes. Kind of simple. They can be events, they can be interests, they can be hobbies. And I'm going to show you a lot of how it works for business as we go through our little discussion today. Let's give you a visual image of how it works, and please bear with me. I'm going to use my mouse and circle a little bit. I'm on the web, I'm a user, and I see a photo from like your website as an example. All right, so you do classic car restorations, and I'm into Mustangs, and I'm taking a look at some of the Mustang restorations, and I see an image, and I say, man, this is really cool. So what I do is I hit a little button and I do this thing called pin it. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking that image and saying that image is really cool, and I'm going to put it on my board, my Pinterest account. See, because I have on my Pinterest account, I have a little category called Classic Mustangs, and I like yours. So I put it within that category called Classic Mustangs. Now what happens is this. Once I put your photo, your classic Mustang restoration, once I put it on my board about classic Mustangs, well, then two neat things happen. Really, really cool. All of my friends that are following me on Pinterest, they get notification that I've added this new image. I've added your classic Mustang. And then down here, people that are searching on Pinterest, right down in here, they can find it too, because there are other people that are on Pinterest that look for classic car photos. So it goes from your website, a sample of your work, to me, and I like it, so I put it in my classic car collection there. And then everyone that follows me on Pinterest, and then others that are searching it, can find it. People can like it or comment on it, and they can keep sharing it and repinning it on different boards, so it can keep going from one person to another to another. And it's because Pinterest works this way that you get phenomenal opportunities to drive inbound links to your website, to drive traffic to your website, and based on how you put content on Pinterest, you can also improve your organic search rankings. And I'm going to show you how to do all of that. I'm going to leave it on the screen. We are getting a phenomenal amount of questions that are coming in. So lots of people curious about Pinterest. Thank you for all of your questions. I'm going to be taking a look at all of them. So make sure you keep them coming. We're going to get them answered. All right. Now, this is how Pinterest works, okay? People see an image, they say, hey, I like it, and they do what's called pin it, and they put it on their account, and in their account they have these different things called boards, okay? And their categories, their topics. So I see your classic Mustang restoration you did. I think, hey, that's really cool. I pin it, and I put it on my Pinterest board. You see that here? And once I do that, everybody that follows me gets that update, and then others that are searching for neat photos about classic Mustangs on Pinterest, they get an opportunity to find it. And all of this can continue to be shared, which is really kind of cool. All right? Now let me give you just some basics, just some real basics. I'm not going to dwell on how to get started. I'm just going to give you an overview because I have a lot of you on this call that aren't familiar with how to get started with Pinterest. So what I want you to do, go to that website that you see there, Pinterest.com. And there's one of two ways you can get started. You can request an invite, or you can have a friend that's already on Pinterest send you an invite to get started. You need one of those two things, but you need an invitation, and you can get them in one of those two ways. Now, once you get an invitation, you are wanting to set up a business account on Pinterest. And to do that, you go to the Settings tab that's there, just like you see illustrated. And yes, we will be posting on our blog tomorrow a live recorded version. This version's being recorded. It will be there tomorrow for you to get access to this information. Plus, I promised you a giveaway. So I might even have a special treat for you to help get you started, okay? So here's what you do. You set up, you go to Settings. Now the next tip I'm going to give you is really important. You complete these fields that you see highlighted in red, your name, all of that kind of thing. You see how we did that for our business there, all right? You want to tie your account into Twitter, not Facebook. Here's why. Twitter, you can tie your business account, your Twitter business account, into your Pinterest account. You cannot, at this time, do that with Facebook. So, link your account through your business Twitter account. If you don't have one, set up a Twitter account just for this purpose. Now, again, Pinterest can drive phenomenal website traffic and can help you a lot with search engine rankings. It's a neat, free channel. It's well worth a little bit of effort. And that's what this is, just a little bit of effort. Link it in with your Twitter, not your Facebook. Now, once you've created an account, you'll create interest boards. They're called Pinterest boards. These are topic areas. And I'm going to help you with topic areas in just a few minutes. So hang with me. We'll go through how do you create boards on Twitter, on Pinterest, or what boards you might want to create, what topics you might want to create. We'll show you that and talk to you about that in just a few minutes. But to physically set up a board, all you do is click the Add button. You'll create or select the Create a Board option. You'll create a name, which is a title for the board. And here's a hint. You might want your board titles to be based around keywords or themes of your business. In other words, if I do restoration work, I might put classic Mustang restorations, classic Chevy restorations, classic other Ford restorations. I think you get the idea, okay? So I want to select the board name and I want to select the category, all right? Now, I then add pictures, and I can add pictures via URL or via a variety of different ways, okay? So I create my board. Now I want to add pictures or put pictures within each of these boards. And to simply do that, I hit the Add button again. Instead of creating a board, I put Add a Pin. Kind of simple. If I'm wanting to do URLs, I paste the URL. Kind of simple. I select the board. Here's a critical tip. Every image that I add to my Pinterest account, I can give a title and I can give a description. This is where I can really help myself with my search engine rankings. Because if I'm using search terms that people are using to find my business, and terms that I want higher organic rankings, I help myself out tremendously by using them in my title and in my description. We'll talk about that a little bit more in just a second, but that's a nice tip for you. When you're on Pinterest and you are putting content onto your own business accounts, give it titles and give it descriptions that contain keywords that are relevant to your business. Image files, you go through the same thing. You can do through URLs or you can go through an image file. It's the same process. It's right there, instead of add a pin, you're uploading a pin. You load the pictures right from your image file directories. You select your board, you add your description, and off you go. Now there's also a thing called a Pin It button. We'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. You'll see a Pin It button around website images, and we want you, if you're going to use Pinterest, to add Pin It buttons to your website. What it does is it makes it very easy for a visitor on a website to grab an image and add it to their Pinterest board or boards. Okay? Very easy to do. The pin it button, you simply push it, or you can add it to your bookmarks bar, and it will allow you, as I said, you push the button, it'll allow you to put a title, it'll allow you to put a description, it'll allow you to put it to a board, and off you go. It's nice, simple, and easy, and you're going to see some examples of it in just a second. All right. We went through some basics on how to set up a Pinterest account. And I don't want to minimize setting up the account, but gang, this thing is growing faster than just about anything else, and it's scaled for mass. So setting up an account's easy. The art form, what is going to help your marketing results, is what you do with that account. Now, what I'm going to do is give you 21 tips that will help you succeed using Pinterest. Once again, these tips, as I shared with you, will be recorded. They're online. They'll be on our blog tomorrow so that you can have more of a record for them. Thanks a lot as well for all of the questions. I'm trying to answer some of them as we go along. I will be answering them as well. I will be answering them as well as at the end to make sure that everybody gets the information they were looking for. So let's go through best practices for success with Pinterest, and let's talk first. If you want to succeed with Pinterest, integrate it with your other channels. Make sure that it's part of your website, that you add these pin it buttons, that you follow it on your blog, within your Twitter account, on your LinkedIn profiles. Make sure your audience knows that they can find and interact and engage with you on Pinterest. So integrate it with other channels is one of your tips to get the most out of it. My second tip to help you get more out of Pinterest is pin relevant images. You're creating an account, and I keep using classic car restoration shops as an example. Okay? So if I have a Pinterest account about my classic restoration shop, I need to post on it content that is relevant to that audience. And I think you can see from the graphics that we're showing you on the screen the difference between relevant images for a classic repair shop. Okay? Kind of simple. Put content on your Pinterest board that your audience would expect to see from you. Your products are a great thing to post, all right? They're fabulous things to post for most of you, so having a board around your product categories is great. Keep in mind, you create an account on Pinterest. Within an account, you have different boards, and all boards are themes. They're topically related themes, and you can have a lot of them. I don't believe there is a limit on a Pinterest number of boards, although I'd have to look it up, so I'm not really sure the total number of boards that you can have. To the best of my knowledge, you have an unlimited capacity, to the best of my knowledge. So pin your products. I'm going to give you another tip. You can also have a board about your staff members. Okay, your staff members, your team members, a little bit of background on them. Absolutely fabulous. Put their images, put the name, put a short description of what they do. That will get people familiar with your team and who you are and what you're all about. Infographics are great things to pin on Pinterest. You know, and you can find them anywhere depending on what your topic are. You can just Google search infographics plus restorations, and it will give you an idea of how many of them are available or out there. Find those, find pictures, images, infographics. They're great things to post. People like sharing them, so they're neat content items that you can put on your Pinterest boards. E-books, guides, and white papers are really neat, and what you see is a sample from our board, a shapeless plug there, but we have 3 e-books that are available, and those are the images of the covers, and you can actually click on them. You get a description of what they are. You can click on them, and you can actually go to our web page and download those ebooks right then and there. And as I said, it drives traffic. So these are tagged people that are searching on Pinterest for marketing content or marketing ebooks or anything along that line. There are ways they can find them. Pin your work culture. Let people know what you do. You know, a lot of you have interesting stories about who you are and what you do, and it will give people a glimpse of what it's all about. So if I run an auto repair shop and I'm down in Dallas, Texas, you know, I might put descriptions and titles that relate to that and give people an idea a little bit about what we do. And I can do that all through images and videos. These are some of the services we offer. Here are some of the people that do that type of thing. You might even consider video testimonials posting there. Again, keep in mind, Pinterest is an image-related board. You can do videos, you can do images, and link them. When people click on them, you can link them to some web page or some other destination that'll help drive your business. We already talked about videos. You'll see videos there. We have lots of videos for marketing webinars, okay? So that people, again, can come to our particular page or follow us on Pinterest, and every time we add content to this board, they can be notified if they'd like to. If people are searching for marketing-related content, we have the descriptions that are within that so that people will find us, and you do the same thing. Absolutely the same thing. Pin stuff to your board from others. It's all about sharing. It's not just about you, okay? On your Pinterest board, you know, I'll give you an example. We're going to show you some things and direct you to a study that we're doing for a company down in the Dallas-Fort Worth area called Wilson Auto. And Barry Wilson and his team, they do classic car restorations. And you'll see on Barry's board, we're posting pictures from other neat restoration shops across the country. Why are we doing that? Well, we're doing that, one, because we want to provide good content to people that might follow Barry on Pinterest. But number two, when we post somebody else's stuff, they promote us as well. So they become a promoter. So if I come to you and I promote your thing on my board, well, you're much more apt to tell all your audience about that neat thing that I posted of yours, right? And that's kind of the way this thing can work. So don't pin only your own stuff. Pin other people's stuff as well. Lifestyle related, you know. If I'm sitting there, and I really want to think a lot about this, but if I'm doing classic car restorations, okay, one of the things that I might put on my Pinterest account, I might put classic car-related memorabilia, old signs, Route 66 stuff, because that goes with the lifestyle of a classic car. You know, how about the memorabilia like lighting and signage and all of that kind of thing? I might put good tour routes or good trip routes, and I might put postings of that. I might put postings of cityscapes of all the major cities on Route 66. Again, what I want my Pinterest account to be is kind of like a visual lifestyle board for someone that's engaging in it, so that people that are following it or finding it, that they want to see what more I put there. So it doesn't all have to be about product. Again, I'm going to use an example. We're talking about Wilson Auto Repair and what we're doing helping Barry. And you're going to start to see over the next couple of weeks, because I'd like you to follow it. But you'll see we're going to start posting things that relate to the lifestyle of classic car restorations. Not just pictures of classic cars and different phases of the restoration process, but again, places to eat, places to cruise, neat signage, other neat places on the web that relate to classic cars. All of that kind of thing are going to go there because we want it to be more of a lifestyle destination. Now, number 10, for those of you that have a blog that post images on the blog, you can get lots of good play out of your blog on Pinterest. What you want to do is this. Most of you have a blog that has a little introduction like you see on the left side there, and if you look really hard, you'll see read the full story on the graphic on the left. Well, that's the whole blog page. It's a summary of the blog, and it's just a little snippet of the blog post itself. If you click on it, you get the whole post, and that's what we want you to do. We want you on your blog to add pin it buttons so that someone reading it could pin it to their board for any images you have. Add it to the individual blog posting, not just to the home page, okay? Not just to the home page. This is a mistake that a lot of people are making that have blogs, okay? Individual post, not just the home page. Lots of good questions. Okay. Pin every single day if you can. You need to be regular with your pinning, need to be adding images regularly. If you can't do it every day, go for every other day. However, at a very minimum, you want to be adding content at least once a week. Again, frequency counts. Pinterest is a visual medium. People that are actively on it are spending lots of time with it. So don't become dull and boring. If you build it once and that's all you do with it, you're going to have a problem and you're going to lose value. If you take Pinterest and you make it a point, again, if I'm a classic car restoration guy, if I'm adding content 3 or 4 times a week about new cars and signage and lifestyle stuff, boom, it's easy to do. I've got a pin it button on my bookmarks. It's easy for me to do. I just want to make it a point to do it every day. Regularity counts. And space out time, vary the time that you pin because people will tend to access their Pinterest account at the same time every day. So it's kind of like people that listen to the radio. Stop and think about your behavior in the morning when you get up. Many of you only listen to the radio in the morning when you're getting ready for work. Well, if I'm pinning at 5 o'clock at night and I do that constantly, I may miss you, or I may not be as fresh to you. So pace out your time between your pins. I'm going to share with you in a minute how you can find out how effective this is for you, how well it's working. I'm going to give you tips on how to do that, all right? So you're going to want to take and look at how well it's working and how well people respond to you. You want to space out the time between your pins so that you start to develop a feel for what works best. We already talked about it. Use keywords in your image descriptions, okay? When you go and you are adding content to your Pinterest account, in your account, it's subdivided into what's called boards. Boards are topic categories like we've been talking about. So what I want to do within my description is use the keyword that I'm trying to drive for my business or keywords. You'll see an example there. Brian's Auto Shop, that's me. My mechanics are experts at classic Ford Mustang repairs in Arizona. And so you can look that Ford Mustang repairs in Arizona is probably what I'd be looking for as top search rankings. You see an example of that right there in the descriptions. Now, you don't want every description to read the same. Your descriptions need to make sense to your audience first. I want to vary how I word all of that, okay? I might do another one that I put, take a look at Ford Mustang repairs my mechanics did right here out of my shop in Arizona. That might be a way I might phrase it another way. But you want to vary your words, but keep in mind keywords in your descriptions will help because these people are sharing your content. It goes from one place to another, to another, to another. And that's what your goal is to encourage this sharing. By sharing it around the search terms that are important to you, it will help improve your rankings. All right. Add prices in your description whenever you can do so because you get lots of benefits by doing that within Pinterest. People might search by price, okay? They may put a price item. They may put wheel locks under 20 bucks, okay? So if it is appropriate, add prices in your descriptions. We do some work with furniture stores, and pricing within descriptions are very, very important to them because people will search that way. So in your fields, if it makes sense for you and your business, make sure you add pricing. Organize your boards in ways that make sense. You have the ability to organize boards. This is our account, and you'll see here's different boards. We have one for social media marketing, one for email, one for search engine optimization, webinars. You can read. These are board titles. And then within them, there are different things. There's our webinar. You can see different topics that you can click on that are all image-based. What you want to do, gang, is this. You want to organize these boards so that you have the most relevant content up at the top. The things that people are most likely wanting to look at or most popular, put them in that order so it's easier for them to find. Don't bury the important stuff. Follow and engage others, man. Pinterest is really kind of cool. If I'm Barry Wilson down in Texas and I'm running a classic restoration shot, man, I might want to find out others that are doing it. I want to follow them. I want to encourage them to follow me. If they do something that I like, I want to repin their stuff to my board so that they'll repin my stuff to theirs. Look, all of you most of you, I hope, in fact, I hope all of you have understood the power of networking. Somebody in LA may know somebody in Houston that can't afford to ship their car out to LA, but by golly, they can sure get it to my client in Dallas. All of that kind of thing happens every single day. So follow and engage other users on Pinterest. That is my best practice tip. It's actually 17. I told you about doing your staff and creating a board on staff. I don't have a slide for that, but I'm going to count it as a tip. Follow proper Pinterest etiquette. If you want to get great results out of Pinterest, it's like everything else. It has some basic etiquette tips. I want to give you just 3, and if you do these 3, you will be in great shape. Number 1, be respectful of others. If somebody posts something in Pinterest that you think is awful, well, why don't you consider that rule your mom taught you? If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. Number 2, be authentic, be real. You don't need to please everyone. Please your audience. Be who you are. Show that. Let it be reflective of your Pinterest board. And third, when you're posting images that have been posted or created by others, make sure you credit where you got it from. That's just proper. If I take an image from Barry Wilson, I want to credit that. Check out this neat classic Ford Mustang restored by Wilson Auto Repair in Texas. Nice, easy way for me to credit where I got the image. These are 3 etiquette tips that you'll find very, very helpful for you in your behavior. Once you get your Pinterest board up and active, you can start to run contests where you can give away prizes and all sorts of things. And the most common you see listed there, you encourage commenting or repinning of your content. You can encourage people to submit photos, or you can even have people vote. And it's all sorts of neat stuff that you can do to get engagement here. Again, if I run restorations, all right, I might be going after, let's say, how about insurance agents? Insurance agents that insure premium classic vehicles. And I might let them know that we have these boards and all this kind of thing, and I start to run comments and contests. All of this designed to drive more traffic and also to help me get better rankings. Now, I can monitor my results. There's a neat way to do that. You can go to the URL that you see there, and you'll get some stats from Pinterest on what's going on within your account. You can also look at your Google Analytics, and that will show, or any of your website analytics, good analytics, and that will show what traffic has come to your website from Pinterest. And you can find out using your analytics how that traffic's behaved, what it's done on your website. So the more of that kind of information you have, the better off you're going to be, because it's going to help you determine what's working and what's not working. Last tip that I'm going to share with you right now for best practices is to have fun. Pinterest is new. It really became popular about a year ago and has been increasing in popularity. And marketing firms just like mine, if anybody tells you they're an expert with this stuff, well, they're not really being truthful. Or else if you could become an expert over something that's this new, more power to you. What I'll share with you is this, is my company, we've been working with customers and we've been experimenting with Pinterest. We've been trying different things and we're learning some things. We're seeing how it can drive traffic. We're seeing how it can have positive impacts on search engine rankings. What I'll share with you, we're trying some things that have worked and we've tried some things that haven't, and I want you to encourage you to do the same. Some contests you might run, you might run an in-store contest. You might be a truck accessory store that's here, that is on this call. And you might run a contest within your stores for your customers to add or comment to your Pinterest board, and you might give away a $500 shopping certificate. And you might tie that in with a press release, and you might tie that in with in-store signage. You might have your sales associates talk to your customers. Because the more of this activity that you get, I just want you to imagine, if you're in Kansas City and you're trying to get top search rankings for search terms in your local market, well, imagine if you get 100, 150 people that start posting things or interacting with your Pinterest board. And all this interaction is relating around search terms that are relevant to your business. You think your competitor's doing that? Because I'll bet they aren't. Okay? Google sees those kinds of things and sees this kind of activity. These are things, guys and ladies, that allow you to move the needle the right way, that give you some competitive advantages that your competitors don't have. Okay? So, I'm going to give you something now for those of you that have been on this call. Let me make sure I'm at this point where I want to now. There you go. You have a blank slide. That's intentional. It says Pinterest cheat sheet in class, and that's exactly correct. I'm going to give you free a cheat sheet. It's a one-page summary of everything I've gone over that you can print out and keep in front of you. It's a guideline that'll help you use Pinterest. It's really neat looking. I'll give you a preview of it in just a minute. It's really a nice looking document. Let me just grab it right now so you can see it, but I'll send you this little Pinterest cheat sheet that you see on the screen now. It'll give you the terms, it'll give you usage and best practices all in one page. I'll give you not only that, but we have a series of 5 one-page emails. They're 1 page each, 5 of them total, that will help you with Pinterest. You'll get it all free. All you need to do is email me your name and address and put Pinterest in the subject line. That's it. Email Brian, B-R-I-A-N, at aftermarketerclub.com. That's Brian, B-R-I-A-N, at aftermarketerclub.com. You will get, starting tomorrow, the free Pinterest cheat sheet, which is that one-page summary I just showed you, and you'll get 5 one-page tips to help you succeed with Pinterest. This is my gift for people that come live. This is why this is blank, so that the recorded version, this is not available. I have to have an email from you today, Brian, B-R-I-A-N, at aftermarketerclub.com. You'll get the Pinterest cheat sheet and the tips. I want to encourage you to join us on Pinterest. There we are. You'll see it right there. We're at pinterest.com/aftermarketer. You'll get our content there. Neat stuff. Next month, August, one of the most popular webinars I have ever done is showing outside salespeople how to use the internet for lead generation and lead nurturing. I've had over 2,000 people on a webinar getting our tips. So if you employ outside salespeople or you know someone that does, make sure you attend our webinar Tuesday, the 21st of August. The enrollment information is there. It's free. You'll find on our blog as well, there is a promo there. It's at aftermarketerclub.com/blog. aftermarketerclub.com/blog. You can find how to enroll for our August webinar. One of the most popular ones I do. It's how outside salespeople can generate more sales leads using the internet right now. Packed full of meat. To get the Pinterest cheat sheet, to get the 5 tips that we've talked about, simply email me, Brian@aftermarketerclub.com, Pinterest in the subject line, starting tomorrow, Wednesday, July 25th. I'll make sure you get your cheat sheet. I'll make sure you get your 5 tips. They're all single one-page tips. They're designed to be easy for you to use. If any of you need help with marketing, that's what we do. We help automotive industry companies just like yours. We do it so that you have good profits and strong cash flow. If you'd like to talk to us about how we might be able to help you, please feel free, give me a call. I think that I've answered most questions. I'm doing a last-minute check. I think I've answered questions about all sorts of neat stuff about your emails. Okay, you got an error when you sent your message. Please go ahead and try resending. I am getting emails in now, Brian@aftermarketerclub.com. I'm getting a lot of questions about legalities of repinning, and I am going to write about that on our blog. We actually have a lawyer, an internet-based lawyer, that's going to write a post for us. Right now, I'm going to give you 2 basic tips relating to the legalities of reposting pictures. 1, if you credit your source, you're probably okay. I'm not a lawyer, but if you credit your source, you're probably okay. And number 2, if you get a complaint about something that you've posted, of course, take it down, okay? Take it down. But again, please look at our blog. We'll be talking about it, and we'll go from there. I have one other question, and that's how many pictures can you post a day? And that's a very, very good question, because you could be spamming things, and that could be a problem. The reality is this. One of the big things that you want to do when you're creating your board, it's okay to be setting up images. Everybody recognizes that that's what's happening. You know, Google, everyone that's involved with the process understands that. However, after your account has developed more history and a little bit more longevity, been around longer, after that has happened, then what you'll want to do is to be a lot more conservative with what you're going on. You don't want to be posting 100 images a day. 3, 4, that's fine. In other words, be natural, be real. That's the best thing that I can share with you. And what you're doing marketing, if you're trying to fool a search engine, then you are opening yourself up to a problem. If you are doing good practices for your users, chances are really, really, really good that you're going to be in good shape. Oh, man, thank you. Overwhelming amount of questions. This is just absolutely fabulous. I appreciate all of them. I do want to let you know that we will be posting this on our blog tomorrow. My email is working. I am getting lots of emails, although some of you are saying that my email box is full. So if you'll try again in about 10 minutes, as soon as I get off this webinar, I am going to make sure my email box is clear. Again, Brian@aftermarketerclub.com, Brian@aftermarketerclub.com. We'll get you the cheat sheets. And as always, I'm very appreciative of your time. Thank you for joining us. Hope you got a lot out of it, and I hope to hear from you again real soon. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye now.